Hello friends, I am Chevee. Welcome to my shed. How are you doing today? It is Monday, and on Friday I told you you'd probably see me this weekend, and you didn't. The project that I was hoping to complete this weekend fell through. And this is why I hate preemptively saying that I'm going to do something. I did do stuff. I did stuff this weekend. I worked on stuff with the Alexes came over, and 3D printed quite a bit of stuff. I actually moved the printer upstairs, so it's no longer sitting over here loudly running. It's now upstairs where I can get to it quickly. Like I can print and then go and then print, and you know. So it's closer to me. But yeah. So it's Monday, and today I wanted to tell you. I want to tell you about something I can't show you for the next 6 months because I'm really excited about it, but unfortunately. It's a very closed topic, and that is the new game that we are developing at Portal Games this year, which is just really freaking cool. The game is called Detective, just Detective, and it is a crime-solving board game, and a board game is calling it, I don't know, it has some game elements. There are tokens that you can spend to do stuff. There is a clock that you have to manage. But really, it's a puzzle-solving game, and it's way cool. The idea being that you'll have a book that is your case book that will walk you through the storyline, and as you go through it, the case book will give you the opportunity to find leads that you can go investigate, will give you hints to go research something, will give you access to your... I guess company. It's a mythical government agency. Your database that we are actually building a database that you can go research to find pertinent information to the case. And I've been working on the rules for the last week now with Ignacy. Same way we did Alien Artifacts. Ignacy wrote the rules, and then I came in and like erased them and started over because they were really confusing. That's basically the way we have to roll. Ignacy will write, you know, I want this, and then I go in and like erase it and start over. That's false. I mean, some of his stuff has stayed. I just have to edit it heavily for proper English. But you know, I try to make changes that make logical sense. For instance, we had a section of the rulebook called skills. So characters have skills. Say, you know, you have research, which is the ability to go to like libraries and find information, or you have tech, which gives you the ability to kind of hack and do some online stuff or whatever. And those skills are only ever really used to do one thing, and that is to further investigate leads. Like you can go investigate a lead. Those skills give you the ability to find out more. And for some reason, we had this part in the rulebook that's like, you can do this, you know, when you go to investigate a location, you do this. And then if you want to do more, go to this section which talks about skills. And it didn't make a whole lot of sense. And so I took out that section that was called skills and turned it into following a lead. So now the game will say you get the lead, and then you go, what do I do with that? Well, here this section tells you what you do. You do this, and then if you want to spend tokens, you can do this, and stuff like that. So it's really fun to look at this game from an abstract view and try to write a technical manual that allows you to follow it. And I really enjoy that process. I enjoy trying to explain things logically, but yet not boringly. Like, I don't want to write a textbook because that's boring. So we try to add a little flavor. We try to make it kind of pop, and you kind of, you know, it's not a bore to read. The good news, though, well, the bad news and the good news. The hard part about doing all this is I've had to write the rules without playing the game because the game's not fully translated yet. Ignacy hired a Polish author, like an actual novelist, to write the missions, the crimes, the cases, I guess. And that's all in Polish because the guy's Polish, right? So I've had to write all of these rules and stuff, and I haven't got to play the game. And I don't want to just sit down and edit the game, because it's all going to need edited, right? We're going to have to edit 100% of the text. And I don't want to do that until I've played. So Ignacy is working this week to get the first case fully translated for me so that I can play the first case, and then I can go back and, you know, as with any of these types of games, if you played any of the escape room games, or you've played any of the detective type games where you're solving a case, there's going to be material that you don't look at because there's just not enough time, like game time, the clock, the managing the clock, to go research all of this stuff. So, but after you've played the case once, then you can just go read it all, right? In this game, that's kind of iffy. Like, it's a campaign, so there's going to be a number of missions in the box. I'm not 100% sure what that's going to be yet. That under a number of cases that tell a bigger story. And so going back and finding cards that I didn't find through gameplay might give me information for future cases, but it just needs done, right? And I have to play it. Like, I don't want to just dive in and edit text, because then I can't play the game, because it'll basically ruin the experience. But I'm really excited about it. It's going to be really fun. I think one of the coolest parts about it is it's set in the real world. So you can use Google. You can use, you know, whatever you need to use to solve the case. That excites me. Ignacy needed to test a puzzle the other day before a playtesting session, so he had me solve the puzzle, or asked me to solve the puzzle, so that he could make sure that it wasn't, people were telling him it was too difficult. So that was really fun. I have solved a puzzle in the game. So I have a little spoiler, but it's going to be cool. It's going to be a fun year working on that. It's a very text-heavy game. There's very little game. Like, there is a board, and there's some stuff to track, but it's all extremely minor, extremely hands-off. The idea is that you are a group of detectives solving a case, and you need to feel like a group of detectives solving a case. And you can't do that if it's like, flip this card, put the orange token on the whatever. That's all garbage. We just want to not do any of that stuff, because that pulls you out of this story. So it's going to be fun. But, yeah. Hopefully, the project that I was hoping to do this weekend, I could do next weekend, or throughout the week, I'll film it and then try to put it up. Things didn't line up. I didn't get things in time. I was expecting some stuff to show up in the mail, and it didn't, and then it came today. And so we'll see what happens with that. Thank you very much for being here, as always. I appreciate you. I'll see you tomorrow.
Hey, Doc, wait! I want to ask you something.
Today's random fact comes from universetoday.com. Which planet has the most satellites? 8 of Jupiter's moons are regular satellites, with 4 large spherical moons and 4 smaller moons that orbit closer to Jupiter. Jupiter has an additional 55 tiny irregular satellites. The planet with the second highest number of moons is Saturn, with 61 moons.